Hi, good afternoon and welcome. I'm looking a little bit different today because here in the UK we are experiencing a heat wave. It's currently above the 30s and we are not used to this kind of extreme heat. Anybody from Great Britain or the UK can talk about the weather for a long, long time, but we are not used to extreme weather conditions. And today, well, for the rest of this week, we have a red warning from our Met Office. So today I have no real makeup on, which is very unusual for me. So I'm being very brave today and coming on here with no slap on my face. So today I'm going to go over some things that I cannot live without in the heat and in the summer. So let's start. First thing has to be my iced coffee. This is my Game of Thrones mug. It says not today. It's probably reversed because the camera's reversed. But I absolutely love an iced coffee and I can drink it by the bucket full. But I try not to. Second thing I cannot live without has to be my sunglasses, my sunnies. These are my fabulous Ray-Bans. I absolutely love it. In fact, most of the time, I wear these most of the year round. I have light sensitive eyes and the glare gets me. So even when it's a bit overcast, if it's glary, I'm driving along in my sunglasses, so looking like a bit of an idiot, but it means I can drive safely and properly. So they're my proper sunglasses, but I also have reading sunglasses. I love to read and I read outside quite a lot. So I got very fed up of having reading glasses underneath my sunglasses. So I eventually got some proper ones. These are not Ray-Bans, these are just copies, but they live with me in summer, so I couldn't do without them. Leads nicely onto my Kindle. I could not live without my Kindle, especially in summer, because if it's nice with a lovely breeze, I'll go and sit outside and have a bit of a read in breaks. Now, I do like my Kindle, and most of the time I read from my Kindle outside because the sun doesn't glare at it or off the screen. And when I'm going to bed, that's when I read. Oh, the 15 minutes before I go to bed turns out to be the best 2 hours of my day normally. So, and the Kindle is great because it means I can read without keeping a light on that disturbs my husband. So I can't live without my Kindle. But I also have backups of regular books. With one of my friends at the moment, we are doing a tour of every book and coffee shop combined that we can find out about within the area that we live. So if we go, especially if it's an independent one, I will always try and buy a book. So I often have my Kindle and a paper book running concurrently. So I cannot live without my books at all. Very, very important, sun cream. This is my facial sun cream, Factor 50, which is currently on my face because I don't know if I'm going to go and sit outside or not because it's actually a bit too hot. And my hair either goes frizzy like a sheep or soaking wet like I've just come out the shower. There is no middle ground. There is no sensible thing in the middle. It's one or the other if I'm outside. So sun cream, I do have body sun cream. Can't do without it, obviously, for safety reasons. I think the world is very much more aware of sun cream. So, gotta have my sun cream. What else? Oh, I've got to have my fan. I do love a fan, and I started carrying these around in 2017 when I started going through the menopause. So my original one came from Spain, and it was bright pink with white polka dots on, and I absolutely love it. But this one, pink and sparkly, just came from Temu. It was a couple of pound, and I also got a purple one because I tend to keep them all over the place. And I just keep them in my bag when I'm out and about because I really need to be cool. So yeah, my trusty fans come with me all the time. So next thing, leading on to my hairbrush. I must have a hairbrush with me in the summer when it gets hot because it brushes all the tats, all the sweaty tats out of my hair. This is actually a Denman paddle brush. I have had this brush about 40 years. No word of a lie. It has lasted so well. I've got a couple of other ones last year which are prettier colours and with lovely patterns on. They're not the same. In my opinion, they are not the same, and they don't brush my hair as well as this one does. And if I ever lost this brush, I would be devastated. So yes, I've got to have my hairbrush. So just a quick flick of the hair. Leading on to a hat. I always have a hat. Now this one I've had a long time as well, and I love it. It's a little bit dirty. It's uncrushable. You can squash it in your suitcase and it looks okay. But this is my fabulous little sun hat, and it keeps my face clear of the sun. It is washable. It does need washing because I have sweated on the band that goes with my wet hair, and wiped foundation on it and makeup and all sorts. So it needs a bit of a wash, but it's still getting worn because I sit out in the sun. So I don't go anywhere without a hat over summer. So before I get hat hair, I'll take that off. Leading on to hair clip. I must have a hair clip. I can't stand my neck being hot. So I've got to have something that keeps my hair off my neck and out the way. So I've got to have either a hairband or a hair clip. So the last thing is so not glamorous. It really isn't glamorous at all. But I cannot survive without it. And that is deodorant. My deodorant. Sure, Cotton Dry is the scent. Sure is the brand I always buy. This one is 72 hours body heat activated. This is the best one I have ever come across. I do not feel sticky or sweaty or smelly or anything with this on. If I can't get this one, I'll get the 48 hour. And if I can't get either of those, I will suffer a normal one. But quite frankly, I'd rather have one of these. So I can't do without my deodorant. Otherwise, I would just feel horrendous. Nice to haves. Perfume. I like to have a nice perfume, but I can live without it. Nice to have an ice lolly. I'm waiting to eat it. As soon as I'm finished this, I'm going to eat this ice lolly. So nice to have, but I can live without it. So as long as I've got my iced coffee, my hat and my sunglasses and my Kindle, then basically I'm okay. So your list. Have I missed anything off? Is there something on my list that's not on yours? Or have I missed something absolutely crucial off? I mean, I'm not talking about your family or your husband or your child or your house or anything like that. I'm talking about small little things that just make your life a lot easier. So let me know in the comments. You might spark my memory about this. So what have I missed off the list that would definitely be on yours? So if you live in a very hot country, or even if you don't, just say stay safe, people. Remember to hydrate. It's really, really important, especially if you're in the UK and you're in this heat wave. So stay hydrated, look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.